Hi there, Joe Burns here. I am the Money Master. If you've not seen my videos before, there are plenty to watch. So talking to all my next gen millionaires out there, and this week when I see a common theme. Let's just start there, right? I see a common theme as I get ready and I think about like, hey, what am I going to live stream about and do all this fun stuff. Again, I always choose from real life experiences and what people are looking for, because I know as you're watching this, if it comes from real people, it's going to be real solutions, right? As you're watching, it's going to be really something you can go do right now, no matter when you watch this, and you will have results, guaranteed. So this last week, right, my one-on-one clients, my group programs that I have going, I see a very like glaring common theme. Um, it's kind of funny because the stuff we talk about all the time with my one-on-one clients and my clients, which is taking care of yourself, right? Self-care, having a plan in place. I have them all create a plan. I have them all create this list, because what happens is when we get in the moment where we need it the most, if we don't have the list, if we don't have a game plan, then we're not going to go do it. We're going to find something else. So I want to talk a little bit about just like really taking care of yourself, right? Doing it for you, like, and doing it part is like taking care of you. Now, if you've watched my videos before or you've been around in my space, I talk about this quite a bit because it's so important. And for the most part, in all the personal development world, in the business world, they're all about self-care, taking care of you, because we know we need to fill back in our own energy with what we're doing in the world, right? And whether that's servicing clients, whether that's, creating products, whether, whatever you're doing in business, you can only give so much, right? And then you burn out. You only give so much and you feel tired. Those who have been affected by the virus that's going around, right? Like there's a lot of side effects from COVID of fatigue, not only while you have it or even after. And we're not taking that into consideration. So it's really about looking at what you're doing for you and have a consistent plan, right? We're going to start, that's kind of number one this week, consistent plan to do something for you. Now, with all my one-on-one clients and with all my group clients, like there's always the week where I start talking about self-care. And up to that point, they're usually not doing anything. So I have them create a plan. They're like, cool, Joe, I got this plan. They have it written down. I have a little template they use and they have it all written down. They're like, look at all these cool things I can do. I'm like, awesome. Did you do any of them? They're like, well, no, but I created a list. I'm like, what's the point of creating a list if you're not going to go do it? Right. So then the next thing that comes out of my mouth always is, well, then you get to go spend like $50 to $100 on yourself this week. Right? 50 to 100. That's it. Like just a small amount. And people usually see their faces go, oh, why? Like I got to go spend money on myself now. And they start having this come apart. Right? We're not used to spending money on us. Some people are really good at it. Some people are really bad at it. But for the average person, right? And especially to take care of us, like we'll spend money on food because we have to have food, on clothes, right? Because we have to have clothes. Or on the other things, like if we want electronics or like with stuff, right? I guess overall we'll spend money on stuff. But will you spend money on taking care of yourself for services like massage, if you like pedicures, manicures, there's lots of different like these self-care things, right? That are services that you're spending money on that really don't have any tangible ROI. And people are like, they always just start freaking out. They want to like start, I don't know. They want to start like negotiating with me, I guess is the best word, right? Negotiating with me as far as like, what does it have to look like, right? I'm like, well, it's up to you, but you can't spend it on food, not at a fancy dinner. You go do that. That's awesome. But it's got to be like on a service that takes care of you. Let somebody else take care of you for now. So that's kind of like tip number two. So once you create your list, right, once you have that, now it's time for you to actually go do something on that list. And I'm going to suggest take something and go get some services somewhere between 50 and 100, more if you want. But spend some money on you, at least $50. There's a threshold there for a reason. So all this, right, it's funny. So I have a one-on-one client and she was pushing back. She's like, I kept hearing from her in all our appointments. She's like, I'm tired. She had COVID and there's some residual like fatigue things from that and all that fun stuff. But just like tired. And I'm like, what are you tired? She's like, I'm tired of giving. I'm tired of like just all these things. And as we started talking, I'm like, well, what you're not doing is you're not taking care of yourself. When was the last time you did something for yourself? When some of you went and got like a pedicure or a manicure, which she really likes, or massages, which she loves. And she's like, it's been a long time. I'm like, cool. Well, here's your thing. You have to go spend $100, which for her's not really nothing. You have to go spend $100 on yourself by next week. And she thought about it, and the look on her face was like everybody else. I'm like, it's $100. Like, you have $100. You have way more than that. And look at her face was like horror. She's like, but. And then she started trying to negotiate with me. Right back to what I was just talking about, like trying to negotiate with me about what that can look like. Right? We sit in these rules to take care of ourselves. We have to constantly check in with ourselves to be like, does this fit within the box of us taking care of ourselves? Well, I don't know. Does it? For me, part of taking care of myself is I go play hockey. Right? That's fun for me. That's taking care of myself. It's exercise. It's some camaraderie with my team. It's fun. But I also like massages. I like being taken care of. I like these things. So it doesn't just always have to do with stuff. Experiences are what I really look at. I look at real things that help us with self-care. Right? So this is different. Right? I just want to call this out. This is different than like I'm gonna chill at home with my spouse or my partner or my significant other and just watch Netflix. Like sometimes that's what's needed, but a lot of times we've been doing too much of that because it's convenient and it doesn't cost hardly anything, right? We'd start let money be the thing that determines how much of ourselves we're letting ourselves take care of. Okay, so think about things like that. So that's going to be the challenge really this week is what are you doing right now that you feel self-care? And two, is it filling back in the energy that you're using? Do you feel fulfilled afterwards? So back to my client, she went and got this really cool like salt scrub body wash thingy that she was telling me about. So I asked her, I'm like, so how'd you feel at the end of that? How'd you feel the next day? How'd you continue to feel now you did that, right? Because she's been doing like these small things of like Netflix and just like relaxing, which is important, but they have been filling her up. And so like after this one, she's like, it was really amazing. And the next day I felt amazing still, right? She let somebody take care of her and she feels amazing for more than just that day. Like her whole attitude, she said, changed that one day. And then even the next day and beyond, her attitude had changed, right? She allowed someone to take care of her. She had taken care of herself. So do it for you, right? Don't do it because I told you to do it, but do it for you. Do it like spend some money on you. You have it in your budget. You really do. So yeah, sometimes we need those little snack size. Like we just need a night just to relax. Maybe you need to go hang out with some friends, but it might not fill in what you're really looking for. Like for long lasting, kind of as I put it in my worksheet, like 7-course meal type self-care. Because if you do that and do it like at least once a quarter, please. Now, some people, I have other clients who are like, oh, cruises and big things are like their 7-course meals. I'm like, that's cool. Get some things that you can do like once a quarter. But at least once a quarter, if you can really schedule it in for like once a month. Y'all are working really hard. You got to take care of yourself. Because if you don't, then you're going to get tired. You're going to stop working and your businesses are going to start to slump. And then we wonder where the money went. Right? All these things impact the amount of revenue that we're generating and have because it's our energy levels and that kind of stuff. So if you don't think self-care is relevant to the money conversation, you're wrong because it's super relevant. Right? You have to protect the asset. The asset is you. Because if you can't run your business, who can? And if you're feeling wiped out and stressed out, then you're going to start making bad choices. It's going to cost you money, whether in actual expenses or in lost sales. So don't let it get to that point. Take initiative, be the leaders that you are, and start scheduling the stuff in. Like literally open your calendar right now and just put in, hey, I'm going to do this date, right? And from the time you're watching this video, don't wait more than 3 weeks. Get on the calendar. If you're going to go do like a spa treatment or something like that, and you really like that, like a lot of places have openings within a week. So don't say, oh, they're too booked out, they're too far away. And don't plan something that's going to have to require a lot of planning and expense and take like 6 months to do. Like I love cruises, trips, things like that are really cool, but do something you can accomplish in the next 3 weeks. Okay, so take care of you. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. I'm simply here to remind you that it's important. So now you have the reminder, go take action, do something about it. Okay, as always, I love to hear. I know I've talked about self-care a lot, but it's that important, especially when it comes to the money conversation. So I'd love to hear in the comments below what your ideas for self-care are. Yeah, throw some out there. I threw some out there through the video, but throw some other ones. Ones you really like. Ones that help fill you up. Ones that really resonate with you, because it could be ones I haven't thought of, or other people reading the comments could also become inspired by you. So yeah, all that fun stuff. So cool. Let me know in the comments. Also, as always, if you have any questions, send those over. I love real world questions to do these live streams about, and the videos, because it's more relevant than just Joe and say, hey, this would be a cool subject to talk about. So if you have them, drop them below. If not, then have a great week, and we'll see you later. Bye.